Good afternoon, everyone. This is your first video after the May holidays, and in this video we're going to look at paragraph 7.1. It's about properties of numbers, and it's basically trying to prepare you for some of the arithmetic which you'll see later on in this chapter. You have to know the following things, and they're not very hard, and I think most of you will manage to do this rather quickly, or at least that's what I hope. First things first, there are two possible new words: divisors. The first one. What is a divisor? You call a number a divisor of another number if you can divide it by the other number. So, for example, 6 is the divisor of 24, because 24 divided by 6 is 4. 6 is not a divisor of 25. Why not? Because if you have 25 divided by 6, it's 4.1666 and so on. It's not a whole number. So whenever the result of division is a whole number, then you would say it's a divisor. If you think about minus 4 is a divisor of 24. Because 24 divided by minus 4 is minus 6, and minus 6 is negative, but minus 6 is a whole number. Okay. A word which you will encounter a lot when working with divisors is the word divisible. And if you know what divisors mean, divisible is usually not that hard either. 6 is a divisor of 24, which means that 24 is divisible by 6, because 24 over 6 is 4. 25 isn't divisible by 6, because 25 over 6 is 4/1/6, and this has to be a whole number in order for it to be divisible. Then the next term, so this is the first word, this is the second one. Then we're going to look at multiples. Multiples aren't that hard either. We're going to look at 6 again. We're going to look at the multiples of 6. 12, or let's use 18, is a multiple of 6, because 3 times 6 is 18. 19 is not a multiple of 6, because 316 times 6 is 19, and this has to be a whole number, otherwise it does not count. Okay, well, now you do know something about this. Also going to look at some rules for divisibility. Those might be confusing. We're going to look at some of them. And to do that, you need to know something about odd and even numbers. Even odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so on. The even ones 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. Also, negative numbers can be odd or even. These are just examples of positive ones. So what are rules of divisibility? Whenever I give you a number, for example, 14, most of you immediately know that you can divide it by 2. Why? Whenever something is divisible by 2, the last number is an even number. So we're going to write down a few rules for divisibility. So the T rules. So for the number 2, basically says that if the last number is an even number, it is divisible by 2. Digit of a number is even, then you can divide it by 2. For 3, this rule is a little bit more complex. You're looking at the sum of the digits of a number, and if that is divisible by 3, then the number itself is also divisible by 3. If the sum of the digits of a number is divisible by 3, then the number itself is also divisible by 3. I'll give you 2 examples for this one. For example, 14, then you would have 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 is not divisible by 3, so 14 is not divisible by 3 either. But this also works for really big numbers. So for example, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, most of you probably not know whether this is divisible by 3 or not by just looking at it. If you add the digits 3, 6, 10, 15, 21, then I do know 21 is divisible by 3. So this number is divisible by 3. I don't know the result by head. I can calculate it, but that wasn't the question. Divisibility by 4. And we're going to look at the last 2 numbers. The last 2 numbers, digits. The number are divisible by 4. Then you can divide that number by 4 as well. So if we look at 2 really big numbers, this number is definitely divisible by 4 because the last 2 digits, 28, 28 is divisible by 4, so this entire thing is divisible by 4. Another example, 3, 1, 7, 6, 2, 4, 3, 8. The last 2 digits are 38, which means it's not divisible by 4. Okay, for 5 then. Well, if you think about all the numbers you can divide by 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, the last digit is either 0 or 5. That one is usually pretty easy. 6 is basically a combination of these 2. So the last digit has to be even, and the sum of the numbers has to be divisible by 3, not by 6. Keep that in mind. Combination 2, 3. Why is that? Because this is times 3. And you'll see that in the last part of this video. So for example, 18, the last number is even, and the sum of these numbers, 1 plus 8 is 9, is divisible by 3, so this is divisible by 3. If you look at, let's say, 32, the last number is even, but 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 is not divisible by 3, so it's not possible. But for example, if you look at 15, these two numbers added up is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2, so this rule holds, but the last number is not even, so both of these things have to be true. The rules for 7 are very complicated, so we're not going to look at that one. The last number that we're going to look at is 9. And for the number 9, it's actually pretty similar to 3. The sum, the number of the digits has to be divisible by 9. So for example, let's use two examples. We take this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 21. It's not divisible by 9. If I have 2, 7, 1, 8, 3, 6, 2 plus 7 plus 1 plus 8 plus 3 plus 6, that is 27, so this one is divisible by 9. Okay, and there's one more thing which I want to include in this video. And hopefully some of these things are also already known to you, perhaps not all of them. The last thing is about prime numbers. This is also first class stuff. Something is a prime number if you can only divide it by itself and by 1. So for example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, and so on. Well, it's basically an infinite amount of prime numbers. And all of these prime numbers can be prime factors. So what are prime factors? When we're looking at prime factors, we're trying to look at a normal number and write it as a product of prime numbers. So for example, 6 is 2 times 3. Both of these things are prime numbers. If we're going to look at 28, it's 2 times 2 times 7. All of these things are prime numbers. If we're going to look at 154, it's 2 times 7 times 11. All of these things are prime numbers. So a multiplication of prime numbers give you the prime factors of a number. So 2 and 3 are prime factors of 6. This was actually a lot, but hopefully you managed to understand more of this. If you have any questions, just let me know.